Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. We are the podcast that turns your ideas into an amazing adventure every single day. You know, we couldn't even exist without imaginations from kids just like you. So if you have an idea for a story, I'd love to see it. Check down in the show notes below for how you can submit your own story idea, and maybe we'll turn it into an awesome adventure. And parents, if you're new to kids podcasting, I want to challenge you to listen to podcasting for 5 days in a row with your kids. It's going to increase their imagination, decrease screen time, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Are you guys ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go!
I can't wait to see all the animals, Jace exclaimed, jumping out of the car. Where should we go first, E? The two kids looked around at the farm. They loved going to the farm to visit the animals, and E had been practicing his animal noises all day. What are your favorite animal noises to make as barn sounds? Let me hear your pig sound. Oh, nice. How about the cow? Moo. Nice. Well, he snorted and responded, "Let's go find the pig pen." Together, they both skipped through the farm until they spotted the muddy pig pen. Oh, and there was a cute little curly-tailed piglet inside. Oh, hello, little pig, E called. "Ribbit?" replied the pig. Jace and E looked at each other. Did that pig just ribbit? The pig croaked again. The little pig pushed its nose through the fence towards E. Patting her head, E told her, "No, silly. Pigs say oink. Say oink, little pig." The little pig looked up at the kids with her cute round eyes and wagged her curly little tail and said, "Croak." What a strange little piglet, wondered Jace. Let's ask the farmer about her later. Then, giving E a nudge, continued, "Come on, E, let's go check out the duck pond. I brought some bird seed." The two kids raced each other towards the pond. They arrived out of breath and laughing. Jace handed E some bird seed, and they crept slowly to the pond's edge so not to startle the birds. "Come here, duckies. I have some yummy bird seed," Jace said softly, holding out his hand. Oh, an adorable little green-headed mallard duck waddled over. He gobbled up the seeds in Jace's hand, then looked up to request some more. Jace pulled more birdseed out from his pocket, causing the hungry duck to waggle its tail feathers and gracefully moo. Jace and E's mouths fell open. What did the duck just say? Did it just moo? The other ducks finally realized there was food and began waddling over excitedly, a chorus of moos as they came. The kids looked at each other, eyes as wide as saucers. "Oh, I'm so confused. What is going on here?" E exclaimed. Something doesn't feel right about this. We need to find the farmer now." Jace nodded and threw the rest of his birdseed before taking off towards the farmhouse with E. The two ran past the horse barn. Meow, went the horses, purring as they rubbed their heads on the stable doors. They passed the chickens grazing in the meadows. Ow! As they howled at each other as they pecked at the grass. All around them, they heard the mismatched animal sounds as they continued to sprint towards the farmhouse. None of the animals were making their usual noises. Oh dear. And the two, would know since E had been practicing them all day. Remember? Just like me and you. We were practicing our animal sounds and this is not normal. They made it to the steps of the farmhouse porch and scrambled up. They startled the barn cat. Oh dear, what's the cat gonna do? Who was taking a nap on the rocking chair. Annoyed, it looked up at them and yelled, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" They heard a crash inside as they went to knock on the door. Worried the farmer was in trouble, they opened the door. "What was that?" Jace yelled, pointing across the living room floor. Something purple streaked out towards the kitchen. "I saw it too. Come on, let's find out." E followed it through the living room. When the two got to the kitchen, they saw that purple blur run out the back door, leaving it open. "Let's go!" called Jace, already in front of the open door. The two boys stepped out together. It was shady, like something was blocking the sun. Looking up, they saw the purple blimp hovering in the air just outside the back door. The two boys looked around and saw purple ninjas everywhere. "They're surrounding the back barn. Come on, there must be something going on inside. Do you think it has to do with the animals' mismatched sounds?" asked E. "I'm sure of it," replied Jace. "Wherever the purple ninjas go, trouble always follows." The two began to approach, catching the attention of the purple ninjas. They began to yell and shriek and run. "They're definitely up to something," shouted E, and began running faster towards the open barn door. As they approached, they heard an evil laugh coming from inside. They peered into the dark barn and caught a glimpse of none other than the evil Dr. Stinky Breath, who was surrounded by purple ninjas, each holding a different farm animal. "What you waiting for? Hurry, purple ninjas. Bring me the next animal," he shouted to the ninja closest to him. The two kids carefully watched as Dr. Stinky Breath stood in front of some kind of really big machine, holding one of its tubes up to a goat's mouth. It looked like a long vacuum cleaner tube. When the goat meh in protest, the machine sucked up its noise into the tube. And then a purple ninja grabbed another tube and switched. Oh dear, what is going on? The goat jumped as air whooshed down the tube and into its mouth. "Oink, oink, oink," snorted the goat. Then a purple ninja came and led the goat back outside. "Oh, that's how the animals' noises are changing," E whispered. "Dr. Stinky Breath is switching them with his invention. What are we going to do? We can't let him get away with this." "I don't know. There's too many purple ninjas around. We'll never make it over to that machine." Jace paused for a minute. "Hey, E, what does Dr. Stinky Breath love?" "Stinky stuff, duh." E gave Jace an obvious look. "Everyone knows that." "Exactly. And farms are loaded with stinky stuff. Come on, we just have to collect enough to distract him from his evil plan so we can save all the animals." "Jace, that's genius! Come on, let's go." E jumped up and the two ran off to collect the stinkiest things they could find. Ugh, there's a lot of stinky things at barns. What do you think they're gonna get? E ran back to the chicken coop and found a handful of rotten eggs. Jace went to the crop fields. He collected rotten cabbage off the ground. The two continued to search for the stinkiest stuff around, collecting smelly old slop buckets, cow patties, and even the farmer's old boots. Satisfied with their haul of stinky things, they rushed back to the barn and hid their loot all around the outside of it. "Bring me the llama," yelled Dr. Stinky Breath. Then he paused and... "What is that? It stinks. I must have it." Dr. Stinky Breath abandoned that machine, that evil noise-switching machine, in search of the stinky stench. But it seemed to be coming from everywhere. "Pepper ninjas, find the source of that wonderful stinkiness." They took off in all directions. "Now's our chance. Come on, let's go get that machine." Jace and E snuck through the darkness of the barn and right up to the machine. No purple ninjas were around now. Everyone was way too busy searching for the stinky items they had hid outside of the barn. E saw a red button that read, "Reverse." What? Could it really be that easy? He wondered aloud. E pushed the reverse button. Immediately, the machine started to shake. It began to light up as it shook faster and faster. Air began blowing out of both tubes, waving wildly in the air like an octopus with only 2 arms. So I guess not like an octopus at all. Animal sounds seemed to come from everywhere, flowing in and out of the tubes. Meow, neigh, woof, roar, hee-haw. Animal noises zoomed past their ears. After just a minute, the machine's shaking began to slow, its lights fading. E looked over and saw a little mouse in the hay next to them. "Hello, little mouse," E said. "Squeak," the mouse replied, then it ran away. "We did it. I think everything's back to normal." E looked back at the machine, and that's when he noticed the self-destruct button as well. Could it be that easy? He wondered yet again. Dr. Stinky Breath really needs to rethink the designs of his evil machines, Jace said. He put a self-destruct button on here. What was he thinking? Jace said, laughing. He pushed the button. Go, go, go! As the two took off running from the barn. Just as they passed the farmhouse, they heard a boom, followed by the unmistakable cry of Dr. Stinky Breath. Purple Ninjas! The end.
We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Wow, looks like we're already back to the show.
Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is? It's time for some kid shout-outs. I want to say hey to Arden from Seattle, Bosco from Australia, Lily from British Columbia, Elias from Delaware, Theo from Chicago, and Hayden from British Columbia. I'm so glad that you're all on the Kid Short Stories family. We could not have this much fun with imagination without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye!
We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor.